Haig's The Midnight Library. In this presentation, we will follow a critical examination of the novel from a psychoanalytic perspective. In Matt Haig's The Midnight Library, we follow a 35-year-old woman named Nora Seed who is burdened with the regret and guilt about her past choices in life. She commits suicide, but later finds herself in a magical library. In this library, the books itself contain portals into alternate realities. These alternate realities are based on choices that she could have made in the past. As Nora travels through these alternate realities in the Midnight Library, she experiences self-acceptance and learns how to appreciate the value of every human life. And regardless of the regrets in the past, the future holds multifarious possibilities. For the main topics, we can identify that each alternate life serves as a window into different paths that she might have taken. This in itself exhibits how Nora confronts her repressed desires, unconscious fears and regrets, and how it ultimately leads to a journey towards self-acceptance. Nora's journey through the Midnight Library brings to light her repressed desires. A significant example of this is a life where she is a successful swimmer. In this alternate reality, we can see that it represents Nora's long-buried dream from her youth, where she abandoned swimming under the influence of her father's expectations. Nora's father pressured her to pursue swimming professionally, which we see in this comment. "You're never going to be a pop star. If you keep training, you'll end up at the Olympics." This external parental pressure shapes Nora's superego in her youth, leading her to the repression of her true desires later on in life. Nora's expectations that her father placed on her created a bridge between his desires and her own, causing her to bury her own dreams later on in life and currently. This is seen in the quote, "As if there was a very thin path to a happy life, and it was the path that he had decided for her." Nora's journey reveals how the repression of her dreams affected her psyche, showing the psychoanalytic theory of repression. Nora's alternate lives also reveal her unconscious fears and regrets. In one life, she is a mother and a wife, which brings to surface her fears of inadequacy and regrets over not having children. We see this when she reads a line in the Book of Regrets, which is a metaphorical representation of her unfulfilled desires. The line, "I regret not yet having children," underscores her internal conflict and the impact of her past choices on her current psyche. In another life, Nora is a gynecologist and faces regret for not pursuing her passion for exploration. The quote, "The sight made her feel happy. She was, it seemed, having an adventure," reveals her enthusiasm for adventure and her regret for not following this dream. These fears and regrets are just manifestations of unresolved conflicts and past emotional experiences in her life, showing how Nora's unconscious mind deals with her repressed emotions. Ultimately, Nora's journey through the Midnight Library leads her to have a sense of self-acceptance. She experiences these numerous alternate lives, and she realizes that her own life, as messy and imperfect as it is, has its own value in this existence. She expresses this when she says she didn't want to die, and she didn't want to love any other life than the one that was hers. This acceptance symbolizes her recognition of the value of her real life, despite all of its imperfections. Nora realizes that the importance of embracing her present life and possibilities are as important as anything else. She understands that it is easy to mourn the lives that we aren't living and recognizes that we don't have to do everything in order to be everything. This acceptance symbolizes the reconciliation of her internal conflicts, including the conflicts between her psyche, the id, superego, and ego, again illustrating her journey towards a balanced and accepting worldview of herself and everything around her. In conclusion, Nora's exploration of the alternate lives in the Midnight Library shows us the understanding of repressed desires, unconscious fears and regrets, and the path of self-acceptance and life. Through her experiences, she realizes that she has deep-seated emotions and conflicts, which again lead to a greater appreciation of her own life and its possibilities that her future holds. Nora's journey reflects a psychoanalytic exploration showing how the complexities of her psyche and her ultimate reconciliation with her true self.